Hello, all you beautiful people. CJ here with another episode of CJ Speaks. Today, my guest is Bruiser Battersby. He is currently the Hamilton Pro Wrestling World Champion, as well as a few other champions in the same and a bunch of other promotions. He's also a huge fishing enthusiast, and today we get to find out more about him. I will send him out the invite now, and we'll get this interview underway. Give him a couple minutes and we'll see if he hops in. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruiser Battersby. How's it going, dude?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. Did I nail the introduction pretty good?
Yeah, I think so. I think you nailed it.
So, I'd like to do a bit of a deep dive on my guests. So, where did the Bruiser nickname come from?
That's a good question. I think it just came to me. Nowhere special or like any sort of specific inspiration. With my last name starting with a B, I thought Bruiser Battersby just sounded cool, and the first couple of people I suggested it to or pitched the idea to, they all said, yeah, it sounds like it's a cool name. It's like, it sounds kind of old school, and I've been told it suits me. So yeah, no specific inspiration. It's just something that came to me one day.
Pretty cool. So, for people who know you as well, know that you're now currently engaged to the wonderful Bia Moss.
Yes.
How did you meet?
We met through wrestling. So I used to train with CWF. That's where I got my start.
Mm-hmm.
I trained with Chris Thorne. So she would be at the school. We met there, and then we started to become better friends. We were teaching a class to some newer students. They were just starting to learn. So we would teach a class to them before the like the advanced class.
Pretty cool. So you're also a big fishing enthusiast, as the survivalist name kind of fits as well.
Yes.
So what's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
Biggest fish I ever caught was 36 pounds. It's a big common carp out of Lake Ontario.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I was talking with somebody the other day who I can't remember off the top of my head, but they wanted to know, what kind of bait do you use?
So a couple different things. So with carp fishing, a big aspect of it is we call it chumming the area or baiting the area. I'll do that with anything like corn, breadcrumbs. I usually mix breadcrumbs, corn, Jello, and then there's stuff called stick mix. It's like a plant-based. There's whole different kinds of flavors. There's like fruity ones and fish flavored ones. There's all this different stuff, but it like clouds up the water and it sinks into the mud or into the gravel, whatever the bottom of the lake is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll mix that in with the breadcrumbs and stuff and put it out in the area. As for what I put on my hook, corn, but I typically use things, they're called pop-ups. They're like little dough balls that float. So I'll put them on the hook and just have them floating about an inch or so off the bottom, because carp feed on the bottom, right? So they come around and they pick those up. And they're usually like bright yellow or pink or sometimes white. So that's my go-to bait.
So with the current crop of new up-and-coming talent, who do you want to face in the ring next?
Oh, man. There are so many people in Ontario and just everywhere that I want to wrestle. So let's see here. I really want to wrestle Mike Forte one-on-one. We've had a few encounters, like 5-6 man matches, couple tag matches, but we never got to do it one-on-one. Same with Evan Greenaway. Same thing. We've done a couple multi-mans, but never anything one-on-one. Clash Kincaid or Remy. I really want to work with that guy. He's a hard worker. He's very good. Uh, let's see here. Goldie, Marcus Gold. That's someone I've wanted to get in the ring one-on-one with for a while. Uh, Kyle Boone, he's another one, and that's actually happening this Friday at MCW, so that should be a lot of fun.
Good luck.
Thank you. But yeah, there's so many. I literally want to wrestle everybody, even the newer guys who are haven't quite started to wrestle matches yet. Like the guys that train in the HPW beginners class. I'd be happy to get in there with any one of you and tear it up.
Well, I'll hold you to that while I face you in the ring one day.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and Sammy Blade. Got to fight Sammy Blade.
Yes, that'd be a fun match to watch.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're gonna play a fun game of this or that real quick.
Okay.
So, carp or trout?
Carp. All day.
X division or cruiserweight?
Cruiserweight.
Yeah, I think the cruiserweight division was a little more superior.
Yeah.
WCW or WWE?
WWE.
TNA or ROH?
ROH.
I was more of a TNA guy back in the day, but ROH still holds a bit more
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
And of course, CM Punk or Kenny Omega.
Oh. I have to say Omega.
This might be a little biased here, but BM Moss or CC Moss.
Oh, definitely BMOS.
I had to do it.
Yeah, I might be sleeping on the couch if I said CC Moss. So,
any other fun ones? Bucket hat or baseball hat?
bucket hat.
Baseball.
Yeah.
They're wearing one. Speaking of Bia Moss, she just popped in. How's it going, Bia? Let's see. Anything else? CWF or HPW?
Whoa. I don't want to get any heat for this. I will always be thankful to CWF. That's where I got my start. It's, I wouldn't be the wrestler I am if I had never walked into that building. But HPW, in my opinion, it's the place to be. It's the best school in Ontario. Anyone who wants to be a wrestler, that's where you should be learning. No offense, there are some other great schools in Ontario. Chris Thorne's a great trainer.
Mm-hmm.
But HPW, it definitely takes it for me.
What other theme songs have you come out to besides I Stand Alone?
So that's been my actual music since my first match.
Mm-hmm.
I've used some random, copyright free music here and there, but nothing I could tell you the name of. There's been a few songs that I've debated switching my music to, but I really like the I Stand Alone, the instrumental that I use.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's just like the perfect fight song. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Who else would you say has a better theme song in your opinion?
Because
God knows there's so many of them.
you know what? Joshua Sin, one of the guys at HPW. I can't remember what it is, but I know every time I hear it, I'm like, damn, that is a kick-ass song.
Mm-hmm.
Vanna Black also comes out to a really good one. Again, the name of the song is I can't pull it from the brain right now. I can't remember what it's called.
Yes.
And I'm a big fan of Tyler Arrow's song, his custom one that he uses.
Okay.
I'll actually listen to that on my free time, like in the car or whatever. Yeah, it's a really well done song.
If any band approached you to make their own or to make your personal theme song for you, which band would you choose?
Volbeat, hands down, Volbeat.
I love Volbeat too.
So good, favorite band of all time.
Yeah, they're pretty up there for me as well.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anybody get any Bruiser Battersby inspired tattoos?
Not that I'm aware of. If anybody's watching and knows somebody, you should definitely tell me. But no, not that I know.
What is your logo exactly?
I can't say I have one. Uh, I mean, I come out in all the camo and everything, but no, I don't. I don't have a specific logo or anything like that quite yet.
Wait, Alan wants to know your thoughts on how cool Caleb is.
Everybody knows that Caleb is the coolest kid on the planet.
Yes,
Yeah.
I. So your story is quite a unique one. You've gone from being barely booked to being like the heavyweight champion of HPW. Can you explain to people how that makes you feel?
To put it into one word, I'd say just grateful. Uh, like you said, I was having trouble getting booked and getting onto shows at the beginning of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
With COVID, obviously everything was shut down. There wasn't a whole lot of wrestling going on, uh, and instead of just moping in it and whatever when wrestling wasn't around, that's when I really started to turn up my fishing game. But then obviously wrestling coming back, I hadn't really seen anyone or talked to anyone from the world of wrestling. So then I came back and I'm training with HPW, and I was trying to get out there, and I was really having a hard time. And actually, I just shared a post a couple weeks ago. It was like a 1 year ago today post.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in the crowd at HPW watching, having a fun time. The HPW always puts on great shows. I think it was Airstrike and Millennial Falcon were wrestling, and that's where Falcon won the titles.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, and that show was just epic. Blew me. Everyone on that card is just so talented.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I want to wrestle here. I want to be part of this, and I want to wrestle everywhere. And yeah, a year later, I just consistency and show up every week, train as hard as I can, keep coming out to the shows, and yeah, here we are. I made my debut last September,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 shows later, the HPW heavyweight champion. So yeah, grateful is the word.
Miracles do happen.
I guess so. Yeah.
Way to put it best. Yeah, hard work pays off.
It really does. It's a cliche, but it's cliche for a reason, right? You want something, just keep putting the work in, and it'll come to you. It's the same with fishing.
So people who have seen you train before know that you have the most kick-ass freaking tiger rolls I've ever seen in my life. How did how did you know how to dive like that?
Uh, Back at CWF, we would do different drills with tiger rolls. So like we do our rolls and stuff at the beginning of class, and we do the takedowns and chain wrestling, all that kind of stuff. We did the same kind of thing at CWF, but we would also do these drills specifically built around tiger rolls. So we would start with regular tigers,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do tigers, right across the ring. You got to jump as far out as you can. And then we would do tiger rolls. We'd put a person laying down in the middle of the ring, and you had to tiger roll over them. And then we'd put 2 people lying side by side. You had to tiger roll over them. 3 people, you had to tiger roll over them. So then obviously the challenge becomes clearing them so you don't crush them, but also controlling that roll so you don't end up rolling into the buckle on the other side of the ring. We would take one of those blue gym mats,
Mm-hmm.
put that in the middle of the ring, tiger roll off the middle, and tiger roll off the top.
Wow.
So, practice. That's lots of it. Time and practice.
So when did you get the green light to wrestle your first match?
My first match. Oh, I'm trying to remember the exact date. It was late 2018, like the fall of 2018,
Mm-hmm.
at a CWF Resolution show. I did. It was a battle royal, the Kerry Brown Memorial Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the green light to start going out and accepting bookings elsewhere was maybe 5-6 months after that.
Oh,
I started going up to PWA with Clay Wilson and Nolan Pink. We started going around to different shows, and that's right about the time I got my green light and the go ahead.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would you say you have a favorite match so far?
Um, it's funny. I wrestle guys, and we go out there and tear it up. And after, I'm like, yeah, it's one of my favorite matches. It's really hard to just pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Travis at the last show,
That
at
was a
the
good
last
one.
HPW, that was a lot of fun. I was very happy with how that went. Wrestling Tyler Arrow, he was another guy that for years, like even before I started with HPW, I'd follow him, and he was someone I wanted to get in there with. So that was a favorite for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to pick because I've wrestled guys like Jesse Bieber and Rex and Easy E, and those guys. Yeah, anyone watching this knows who's seen them wrestle. They're just magnificent. Some of the best talent in Ontario. Yeah, it's really hard to pick one.
There's
Yeah,
been so
I don't know if I can just pick one. I got a lot. I got a lot of fun matches. Like Sunny Z was another great one.
that was a good one too. I think
Yeah.
Battersby almost smoking a kid with Trav's body is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. God damn it, Patrick.
Hey, I told them to move. I told everyone to move, and they were all out of the way. And then the kid ran back in, and her dad grabbed her and pulled her back. It's a good thing he was there. Otherwise, Travis would have taken her head off.
Yeah, that was a great match too. Like easily one of your best matches, I think, in my person.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everything went so well. Crowd was so into it the whole time. We did a lot. We told a great story. It's great being in there with Ken, who I see commenting that he loved being in there. I love being in there with Ken. He's truly a professional.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Pretty much, that's the unwritten rule that Kevin the intern just put. If a wrestler told you to move, you move.
Yeah. And you don't go back to where they told you to move from until it's painfully obvious that you can go back to that spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think that do you think there was any way that the match could have been like bloodier in your opinion, or would you have just like kept it the way it is?
No, I wouldn't say it needed to be bloodier. I've never been one to be like, oh yeah, you need the blood to get this over, to get this across. And I don't have anything wrong with, I don't see anything wrong with people bleeding in matches.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has its place, but no, I wouldn't say I wish we had bled, or I wish Travis had bled, or I had bled, or anything like that. Like I said, there's a time and place for it, but I don't think that was necessary in that match.
I agree. Like that match was just superb storytelling.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
As long as like to me, as long as the match has a good story, I can be like captivated by it. So
yeah, and that's what it's all about, right? Wrestling, it's a story, and not that bleeding. Like I said, it not that it doesn't have its place or the proper time to do it, but you don't need it to tell a good story. You don't need it to have the crowd into it the whole time. And you see anything too much, it gets old, right? So
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Battersby versus Arrow 3 could be pretty bloody. Not gonna lie.
Something tells me it might be. Something tells me it might be.
I'd be there. I'd be cool with
Yeah.
that. See what kind of mischief y'all could get up to.
Well, we've we've taken each other to the limit, so we're gonna have to find a way to turn it up somehow, right?
Use a fishing pole.
Yeah, maybe.
Kensington says when we say move, it means move. Students who are in the seats that see we are trying to have people move. That includes them and encourage others around to help move. I did that for A1 as ring crew.
Yeah, and you guys actually,
We,
you and a couple other students were sitting there, and you were helpful in that regard. So I do appreciate that.
who would you pick as a heater?
Uh, who would I pick as a heater? You know, my sister Sarah. None of you know my sister Sarah, but she's always wanted to get involved. She'd be a pretty nasty heater. Uh, Clay Wilson is
Yes,
just a heat magnet, right?
literally.
Yeah, I'd say one of those two, either my sister or Clay.
For myself, I think I'd probably go with
Yeah.
Clay too. Ken wants to know your favorite carp fishing spot. Niagara
That
Falls.
is private.
Yeah.
No, actually, there's a pretty public. It's pretty well known spot. Anyone who lives in Niagara knows Charles Daly Beach. You know, I'm not giving anything away by saying that I like to fish there, or that if you want to catch some carp, yeah, it's a good spot. Like I said, it's a pretty public and well known spot, and anywhere there's a lot of spots in Hamilton too. Like anywhere around Bayfront Park, or pretty much anywhere that's on the Hamilton Harbor, some monster carp in there.
Oh yeah. Who's your dream tag partner?
Dream tag partner. Um, I have to say either Edge or Kevin Owens.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, two of my favorites of all time. Some of the best heels to ever be in the business. So.
I'm talking to my dream tag partner right now.
Oh yeah, maybe one day.
Oh, there we go. Sammy's in here now.
There's Sammy Blade.
Sammy Blade will fight you for HPW championship belt.
Sammy, I was asked earlier who I wanted to wrestle, and I made sure to say you. So keep training hard. We'll get in the ring someday, and then I can beat you up for real.
Alrighty, we're nearing the half-hour mark, so I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then we're gonna end off with my trademark question that I've asked every person I've interviewed so far.
Okay.
If you could have a dream six-man tag team match with anybody, who would it be?
Like with me involved?
Yes.
Well, I'd have to wrestle the Shield. That'd be the three men on the other side. Shield, and then I'm teaming up with DX, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels.
That'd be dope. Let's make it happen one day. And now, for the trademark question that I ask all my guests, if you were to create a Armageddon Hell in a Cell match using only local talent, who would you put in? And it's 6 people.
6 people, Armageddon, Hell in a Cell. Local people only?
Yep.
So unsigned?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have to throw Eazy-E in there. He's first. Yep. That is a good question.
Thank you.
I'd say Eazy-E, Tyler Arrow, myself, obviously, is the third.
Yep.
Jax Williams, that guy can go. Athletic as anybody. Travis Moore.
Of course.
And let's throw Rip Impact in there because he'll do something crazy. He'll probably jump off the cell or something.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And for myself, I will throw in you, of course. Myself, because, you know, that'd be fun as hell. And then we'll go with Rip as well. Let's go. And for the big man factor, we'll go Steve Brown.
Nice.
Just because the whole Rikishi spot and whatnot. So that'd be kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, 5 and 6. Let's go with Mike Forte. And then we'll go. Oh boy, let's throw another one in there. Let's throw in Patrick, just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it, eh?
And then, just because I don't like to gender shame, we're going to do the exact same thing, but with women.
Okay. All right. Am I involved in this match still, or 6 women?
6 women.
All right. Dia and Cece.
Of course.
Local, or can they be out east?
Out east.
All right, because I'd throw Madison Miles in there. I'd throw the Hall sisters in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you said 6, but I'm going to make it 7. Vanna Black and Miley.
Good choices. Yeah. For myself, I'll throw Vanna Black in there as well. The Moss sisters. Let's throw Sabrina Kyle in there as well. So I feel like she'd be at home in that kind of environment.
Yep.
Miley as well, and then we'll throw Sleazia Sparks in there too.
Oh yeah, Sleazia, she's so good, eh?
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. I've only ever seen her wrestle once, and it was at how was it? One of the Greektown shows.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the show offhand. Yeah, Greektown. There we go.
Yeah, she's very good. Not just one of the best women in Ontario, but just one of the best, period, in Ontario.
Kennington says, let's make Rip throw a top for the steel cage. I'm sure it can happen. Yeah, we'd have to go somewhere else besides the Germania Club for that, though.
Yeah, and I don't want to have to put that together at halftime.
Yeah, literally. Well, thank you again, Battersby. This has been quite fun.
Yeah.
I learned a lot just from hearing you speak, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Happy to do it.
I don't think I'm going to be in tomorrow because I'm still healing from my back getting tattooed. So
I saw the pictures. It looks pretty awesome, man.
Thank you. I should be in possibly on Wednesday, though.
All right.
So if you're there, I will see you. I will bring you a ghost energy as well.
All right. I don't think I'll be there Wednesday. I typically work Wednesday nights, but I'll be there. I'll be there Monday. And I'll be there the following Monday as well.
Cool. No, the Germania Club is high enough. Maybe the people there are high enough, but we aren't. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next interview that I do, which I'm not too sure about. So I'll keep you all posted on that. I will give this interview a name, and then it'll probably be up on YouTube in the next maybe 3 days.
All right.
And
thanks for having me, buddy.
Appreciate it. With the name and stuff, and I'll make sure to tag you in it as well, too.
Sounds good, buddy.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
You as well.
Thanks.